Well, it's that time of year again where we head out into the remote fjords of Fiordland for one of my photography workshops where we live aboard a boat. And this is one of the most isolated parts of the country. No phone service, no roads, and we have to access the boat via helicopter. But this puts us in position to explore some of the best scenery on Earth. This was such a fun trip. You might have seen some of the previous ones over the years. And for this video, I basically just tried to film a little bit of behind the scenes, but obviously I had my hands full running the trip and trying to teach. So thank you everyone who came along. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Day one, and we're off to a good start. Some beautiful soft light, reflections, bit of atmosphere. Yeah, a few more penguins there. Have a look at the light up here. A few beams coming out from the cloud. Just keep that shutter speed nice and quick so you don't overexpose the highlights. Go a little bit wider and get the peak. Can you pick up the peak as well down there? And that's why it's perfectly symmetrical then. The beautiful thing about these trips is none of it is scripted, and most of this area is just, from a photography standpoint, is completely untouched. This is pure wilderness out here. It's mainly fishermen and hunters which are coming out into these areas. So every trip I do out in these fjords and coming out into these remote areas, it's so special. And you're being able to create images which you know you probably won't be able to replicate with the same lighting conditions and access those points again. So it keeps me on my toes, always looking for the composition and trying to get everyone at the right place at the right time. Off to a good start though today. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, those settings are good. Now you got to just keep an eye on for that branch. Yeah, exactly. Come this way more and that branch will fill the sky in. Perfect. But that's good. That's the layering and separation. Foreground, midground, background. Good job, mate. And that's about it for our light. Still a bit of a glow there. Now we better go back to the vessel and have a nice warm meal, I think. Yeah, move to the right a little as well, just to get more of the opening. Yeah. The more of that water we can see, the better. So we've got separation between the leaves and the water. Well done. Yeah, I've got you. I've got you. The main thing I focus on when it comes to composition is balance. And we've got a good example here. Look at that triangle frame coming down on the right, and then the same on the left. And then what's in the middle? The main subject, a beautiful mountain, completely balanced out. And in our foreground here, we're using this stream to lead us through, and even in the foreground, considering balance with the rocks. So there's even amount of shapes all throughout the frame. What do you think of the backyard, mate?
Look at that!
Yeah, look at that balance, the symmetry. Good man. We're only, what, a day into the trip, and what do you reckon, mate? So far, so good?
This is pretty damn fantastic.
Yeah, oh, it's awesome to have you here, mate. Every direction's just doing its thing. Incredible. done it again.
Look, what did I
We're on, blue cod.
get? Whoa, look at that.
There we go, there'll be a bit of meat on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah.
A bluey, another one. Trying to see if we can frame up this waterfall from the shoreline over here. Hopefully that beach up there on the point, and then we can look across. Alright, it wasn't graceful, but made it to shore. Now we'll see if there's a composition. That's interesting because you're getting the crashing waves coming up, so pretty unique to combine the ocean with the rainforest and a waterfall. So I might see if we can get a slow shutter here with the rocks and all that foam swirling around. Slow shutter could be really good. Not much swell, but when it comes in pretty quick. Keep the lens dry. Just positioned up these rocks in the foreground here for some natural framing and adding a sense of depth to the scene. And it turns out I've got a nice little section on the left and then some on the right. Got the red weed growing on the rock, which gives a nice colour contrast to the green of the forest as well. Quarter of a second, 1/3. Nice, that's all you need, just a few small breakers. It's more than just pushing buttons, guys. There's a lot that goes into landscape photography.
Really nice.
Yeah. Just get that fall in the middle though, no obstructions on it. Sometimes the best comps are the hardest to get to, but let curiosity lead the way, don't we, mate? And now look what we've found, eh? You don't know if you don't look.
Always done that yourself.
Kicking off another morning here, just starting to get some light filter across. Now the fun part is the composition, working with the water, the temperate forest right there. So the guys are just coming across now. The atmosphere and the light is just changing literally minute by minute, so it just keeps it so interesting. Some of my favourite scenery and environment to explore. Look at the greens, just absolutely incredible. And we're just walking through uncharted terrain here, really. Following a river, and what we're going to be looking for is trying to get some nice cascades. And look at this forest. So we've got the cascade to work with, but then you can easily jump in here and get some beautiful forest images. What I'm looking for is balance, first and foremost, and a sense of depth. We've got
These two on the left. Yep. On the right, we have another two. And then down the back there, where Michael's coming up, there's that V, okay?
Yeah.
So you've got balance, making the eye not leave the frame, leave the edges. And then when we go through, there's a final resting place on that tree. The main thing you want to look for in this particular comp is avoiding the whites up the top. Yeah. Those whites up there are just distracting. They pull the eye up. We want to keep the attention down here, especially with the crown ferns. So I'm going quite wide, 12 mil, 16 mil, 20 mil. Crown ferns, assortment of trees, and then that final resting place. So I want people to be able to travel through the scene, and you get that when you have the near and far. So we've got these guys at the front, as well as ones at the back. Now we've got a sense of depth. We've got a beautiful section here, ticks all the boxes. Flowing cascades, trees arching over, even a very soft backlight. Beautiful. You don't need to be too slow on the shutter speed. When the water's moving fast and you're close to it, 1/5 of a second, 1/6, a quarter, anywhere around there. Any longer and it just loses all the texture. At the moment I'm at ISO 100. 1/5 of a second. I've closed it down to f14. That's giving me the depth of field, and it's also just blocking some of that light. Man, this is paradise. You told me you wanted to try and shoot handheld, and you're a little bit skeptical almost.
Yeah, right.
How are you finding it, mate? Not too bad?
I'm amazed that
You're pulling it off.
I'm amazed. If you told me before I came on this that you could get them at that shutter speed.
And they've been sharp.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it.
Gorgeous. And then just once you know you've got that sharp and you're happy with the histogram, then just slowly move your way around. Like we can even use the creek. This is the type of stuff I dream of, guys. Look at these greens, fresh water, and then bang, atmosphere, mountains, light. And to share it with like-minded people, what a gift. Looking pretty good for our last sunset as well.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're just gonna go to shore here. We've just spotted a nice cascade. Some cascades leading us through to that beautiful backdrop. It just takes your breath away. Look over there, mate. Oh, we better get that shot real quick. That might be a 70mm shot without the foreground. Woo! Woo!
Easy. Very easy. Look at that. It's going to be a smooth one.
Phenomenal. Look at this scene. say. That is incredibly rewarding. Our final sunset of the trip. What a stunner. The day just hasn't stopped. We've had the cameras in the hands pretty much the whole day. Dolphins, beautiful sunrise this morning, atmosphere, trees, layers, waterfalls, and now capping it off with these reflections and that wonderful colour. Just humbling.
It's
It's hard to put into words, isn't it?
been the best day ever.